Hello, my name is Sean Wilkesmore from Colton RV. I'd like to congratulate you on the purchase of your 2014 Tiffin Allegro Red 33AA. We are going to now proceed with your walkthrough. Follow me. You have a door awning right here above the door. Your switch is just inside the door here. So all we're going to do is you have it in and out. And it's going to be out and then it'll run it in. You're going to hold the button until it goes all the way in. Same thing when you go out, you're going to hold the button all the way out. If you want to stop it, you can stop it at any point. It won't stay running. And then you also have a porch light here and a door light. The porch light is on the slide out. The door light is right here above the entry door. You also have a switch in here for your awning, which is considered your patio awning. All you're going to do is hold it till it goes out. Then you can start and stop it. So if there's a wall or something near you, you can stop it right where you want. And then to bring it in, you're just going to run in and bring it all the way in. Same thing, you got to hold the button to bring it in. You have a fuel fill here. You can fill from either side of the motorhome so you don't have to wait in line. Alright, right here we have your propane tank. You're going to turn it on and off here. There is a gauge. You only fill it 80%, so when it's 3/4 it's full. When you get to a quarter tank, it's empty. When you stop to have it filled, they're going to fill right here. This is the fill port. Over here you have your hydraulic jack pump for your front two slide outs and your hydraulic jacks. There is a fill port back in here. There's a little cap, you pull it out and you can check your hydraulic fluid. Whenever you check it, jacks up, slides in. All you do is stick your pinky in. If you feel the hydraulic fluid, you're good. If not, then you want to add a little fluid. It is a little difficult to see in there. Another storage here. This storage compartment has a slide tray. All you're going to do is pull the lever and this will slide out. It's a half tray only on this side. These are your extra chairs for your freestanding dinette inside. You have a 110 outlet, a 12 volt, and a cable hookup. If you want to put a TV outside, you're just going to plug in right there. And then you can just slide this, pull the lever, and that'll slide back in and latch. Fresh water fill here. What I recommend is when you're filling from this side, just stick the hose in. When the water shoots back out, you know it's full. Otherwise, you can stand inside and watch the gauge. You can fill from the other side of the unit through the city water hookup. I'll show you that when we get over there. The only thing I recommend is when you're filling from the other side, come over and take this cap off just so it relieves the air pressure out of the tank. This is outside of your front furnace. You have two furnaces, so this is for the front. This is the access panel to get back to your refrigerator. Residential fridge, so it does not need the vents for the extra venting to keep the fridge from cooling down. Your tires here, you have it outer and inner valve stem extensions to fill your tires. So you don't have to crawl under there and get to the back tire. That one's going to do your back tire right there. Another storage compartment here. This one has your chassis batteries. Your chassis batteries are your engine starting batteries. There's a battery disconnect right here. Right now it's in the on. To turn it off, you just flip it to turn it off when you're storing it. So if you're storing it from a long period of time, not going to be using it, you can turn the battery off so your batteries don't drain down. Also in here, there's two control boxes right here. These are for your slide outs, for the back bedroom slides. They are electric. If you ever have an issue, you can come out here and it'll give you a blink code and it'll tell you on the box what is wrong with the slide out. Storage here, there's some fuses for the chassis end here. And then here, there is just more storage with your light there and some touch-up paint for every color on the outside of the unit right here. This is your hot water tank. The hot water tank has an anno rod, which is your drain plug. When you go to use it, all you want to do is put this in and then unbypass it. What I recommend is, right now it's winterized, run water through the whole system. Once you got water, all the pink out of the system, that's when you're going to unbypass it and put the plug in so your tank fills up. The other thing out here, there's an on-off switch. If this switch is in the off position, the hot water tank will not work on electric. So to work on electric, you have to have this switch on and the switch inside in the on position for the hot water tank to work on electric. Every now and then, I recommend you take an air gun and just blow out in here and in here, just to clean if there's any debris or anything, just so there's no issue with your hot water tank lighting. This you're just going to put back on the pins and then latch that there. On your slide out, you'll notice there's a track on the top and bottom. What we use to lube them is a product called Crc Power Lube. We buy it through Napa. You do not want to spray anything on here that's going to hold any dirt or debris. So what you want to use is a dry lube, they call it. Otherwise, if you get rock and debris in there, the gears in here will end up chipping out and then your slide won't work. You have a ladder to get up on the roof. Twice a year you want to get up and check your roof sealants. Once in the spring, once in the fall. Get up there, check around all your vents and make sure there's no cracking in the sealant. If they're cracked, then you want to reseal them. If it's starting to peel, you want to strip the sealant off and then reseal it completely. Here's your engine access in the back to get to some of the fluids. Here's your engine oil dipstick here. This is your transmission dipstick and fill here. Power steering fluid. Your radiator fluids here. This is your engine oil fill. And then this is a gauge for your engine air filter. And then this port here is a data port. So if you have to do any diag on the engine, they can hook a laptop up right here to see what's going on with your check engine light or any other mill lights that are on the dash. Over here, there's two drains. So if you notice you're running your air conditioners in the summertime and you see water dripping out the back, your roof ACs are drained out the back of the unit here instead of the water running off the side of the unit. Both air conditioners have a drain pump in them, so it'll pump the water to the back and drain them out. You have a class 3 hitch and a 7-way plug here, so if you're towing a trailer or need to tow a car, you can plug in put your receiver there and plug your wiring in right here. This here is your second furnace, which is for the bedroom. It does get extremely warm when they're running. And then this here is just another storage compartment. These are some extra pieces for a soap dispenser and stuff for the sewage bay from the previous customer. In here, if you take all these screws out, this is an access panel to get to the engine air filter. So if you need to change the engine air filter, you just pull this out and the filter's right there. You don't have to crawl up underneath to change the filter. Your fuel filters and that are located up underneath the unit, your water separator. So if you have to change that, your engine oil filter, you got to get underneath and change it all from underneath. Right here is where you're going to wind up your power cord. It is a 50 amp service. We do provide a dog bone to go from 50 to 30 amp if you go to 30 amp service. This is an automatic transfer switch here. That's going to transfer your power from shore cord to generator depending on what you're using. It is a surge guard. Still recommend a surge protector, so if you don't have one, I do recommend purchasing one. It's not a true 100% surge protector, so you do want to purchase one and put it in line. You can either hardwire one in or just do a plug and play. Up here you'll see this cord hanging. This is for your engine block heater. What this is if you're somewhere to where it's below 20 degrees, frigid cold, you can plug this in here, turn the switch on inside for the block heater to preheat the engine so it'll start easier in the cold weather. Otherwise, you can take this and just plug it into an extension cord and run it to an outlet. Right here located is your DEF tank. There is a gauge in here. So right now it is full. There is a gauge on the dash to tell you when you're getting low. The DEF fluid is the new diesel exhaust fluid. So when you're driving down the road, it'll clean itself. It burns off at 1500 degrees when it does burn off. If you let your coach idle too long, it will go into limp mode, and you got to drive it for so long at a steady speed for it to clean itself out. If it cannot clean itself out or there isn't a malfunction, you will have to have Cummins come in with a laptop and do a regeneration, they call it, to clean the exhaust out. So you always want to make sure that's full and have fluid with you, because what happens is if you run out of fluid and you're driving and you stop and turn it off, the vehicle will not restart until you fill up your diesel exhaust fluid. So always carry a jug. They sell them in 1 and 2 gallon jugs at most gas stations. This is your water compartment here. Located right here is where your water filter is. All you're going to do is untwist this and put the filter in. Right now, like I said, it is winterized, so the filter is not in there. Your water pump is located right here. They give you cable and tripod, satellite hookup, and phone hookup at a campground. You would hook that all right here. This is your lever for city water and tank fill. So right now, if you're in city water, you would hook your hose right here at the city connection and have this at city water. You know, when you're hooked up and you want to fill your fresh tank before you leave, you flip this lever to tank fill. Go to the other side, take the cap off, and you can fill your tank. It pushes the air out the other side. When you're done filling, you take this lever and go back to city water. If you don't flip it back, all it's going to do is recirculate when you turn on your water pump. So make sure your water's out, you're always at city water connection is up at city water. And you only put it down when you're filling the tank. Outside shower. Hot water tank bypass here. Right now it's on bypass. When you're ready to use it in the spring, when you're ready to use it and put water in, you're going to run water through the whole system. Once you've done that, you've put the plug in the hot water tank, you flip this to normal, then your water will fill through the city water hookup or pumping from the tank, either way. Otherwise, like I said, we're in bypass right now. Water pump here. And then this is a tank flush here. This is going to flush your black tank. What you're going to do is hook up your sewer hose, run it into the dump station, put your hose in here, leave the black tank valve open. I recommend having it open because I've seen too many customers leave it closed. Turn on the water, walk away. They have water coming out the roof of their motorhome because they overfilled it and walked away. So whenever you're doing a flush, leave the valve open with the hose, let it run for about 5 minutes just to clean out the tank. You have 2 low point drains here, hot and cold, just to drain the water out of the water lines. And then you have a fresh water drain right here. This is going to drain your fresh tank. Right now we have it open, so when you go to fill it, you're just going to close the valve. This one here is your gray tank. So gray handle is gray tank, it sinks and shower. Black handle is your black tank, which is your toilet water. The other nice feature is you can take this here, push down and go out the bottom for full hookup at the campground, so you can leave your door closed. If you pull up to a dump station, instead of fiddling putting your hose down below, you're just going to grab here, pull that out, and dump your tank. Okay. You have storage in here, extra floor tiles, so if you break one, you have extra tiles here. Awning rod here. And then here is your central vac. All you're going to do to change your bag is you're going to flip this lever, open up the door, okay? And then you're just going to pull down to take the bag out, and then you can pop a new bag in. Also, your inverter is located up here on the ceiling of the compartment. Everything is preset. You can turn it on and off from inside. So you really don't need to do anything out here unless there's an issue and you're doing some testing. But there is a light to tell you that it is on and working. And then on the side down in here, there's two little circuit breakers. So if you notice you're not getting any power through it, you can check to make sure you didn't pop any circuit breakers on the side of it. Right here you have your coach batteries. They're 6-volt batteries. You have a battery disconnect switch here. Right now it's in the on, so if you're storing it for a long period of time and you're not plugged in, you can turn this to the off position so your batteries don't drain. Also, you'll see these little caps on top of your batteries. You can pop those off and check your water level to make sure you're good. You want to make sure your distilled water is above the platelets. So if it's right at the platelets, just add some distilled water to it, and then you can charge up your batteries. There are some big fuses in here for your inverter and your 12-volt system. So if you notice you're plugged in, nothing's working, make sure you didn't pop one of these fuses. Usually those will pop when you try to jump start it because your batteries were dead. There is a slide out tray here. Just flip the lever and these will slide right out to make it easier to do your maintenance. And then you just slide it back in and make sure it's latched in place when you're all done. Right here's your other fuel fill on the driver's side. Like I said, you can fill from either side, which is nice. You don't have to wait in line. Right here you have some circuit breakers and fuses for the inside of the vehicle and a chassis fuse box here. You also have your windshield washer solvent is located right here. The nice thing is right here is a list of everything that is in this fuse panel. So if you're having an issue with one of these items listed, this is where you're going to check right here. That's going to be the best place to start. Right here is how you're going to get to your generator. You're just going to flip the levers here. And this is going to pop up here. Alright. Right here you do have a generator start stop. All you're going to do is hold the button down. It's going to blink. It's a diesel. It's not going to crank right away. And when the colder it is, it just takes a few minutes before it'll fire up. And then to stop it, you just hold down to stop it. You can also start and stop it from the inside. The other thing is there's a circuit breaker right here. Usually what happens is when you're running your generator, the customer will have the air conditioners on when they're plugged in. They'll unplug the coach and they'll fire up the generator without turning the ACs off. And a lot of times what happens is this breaker will trip. So whenever you're switching from shore to the generator, I recommend turning off your appliances and then fire up the generator, then turn them back on. Right here's your engine oil and engine coolant check for the generator. All the maintenance is going to be done from underneath. That concludes the portion of the show through on the outside. Now we'll head on in and go through the inside. Alright, starting in the back of the unit, and we'll work our way forward and work our way out. Right here in your closet, your lights are on a little micro switch, right here. So both sides, when you open the door, the light will come on. When you close the door, the light will go out. In this side of the closet here, there is a list of every appliance in the coach, model and serial number. So whenever you have an issue and you have to call a dealer because you have an issue, say with your furnace, you can give them your model and serial number right off of here. That will help the dealer find the part a little bit quicker. You also have shutoffs for the water to the washer dryer right here for your hot and cold. So if you ever have a leak, you can turn it off right here. washer dryer, you're going to pull here and the door slides. So you have your washer dryer here. So your washer dryer. Biggest thing here, all you're going to do is you can turn it on here, and then you're going to pick what you want, what option you want, and then you can do the water temperature from cold to hot and how many spins you want. And then you can delay, you can set a timer and delay the start. You can also do super wash, extra rinse, reduce wrinkles, and then all you do is hit start. All your chemicals go right here. So all your wash detergents will be put right here. Okay, your dryer, all you're going to do is select low or high heat, set for how long you want it to go, and hit start. Now on your bed, you have 110 outlets on both sides, and a little storage cabinet on each side of the bed. You have these sconce lights, your reading lights are right here. Just push the button to turn them on and off. You have a window on each side to go up and down. And then you have a solar shade and a night shade for both windows. And then you got deep storage all the way across. And then on the other side you have a switch for the fan. You have 2 speeds. You have high and low. Recommend when you run your slide outs in, turn the fan off so the blades don't hit the slide out. And then your bed here has storage underneath. Right now, all your central vac kits and extra bags are located under the bed. You can store it wherever you'd like. Fire exit window here, you're just going to release, push out. Window's not going to fall on the ground. So you go here, close it. All your windows are going to open by flipping the lever and slide it nice and easy. You do have a screen here. And then you push the lever back down to lock it. And they all have a solar shade and a night shade. TV for the bedroom. You have a TV in the bedroom, you have a mid TV and a front TV. All TVs work the same. Right now we're on regular TV antenna. It's a digital HD antenna. So right now you have your TV. If we want to select DVD player, it's going to be there's a little thing that says input on the TV remote. You hit that and you hit it again, and then you have component and HDMI and HDMI 2. HDMI 1 is your Blu-ray. HDMI 2 is satellite if you put a satellite receiver in. So now if I hit OK, it brings you to your DVD player. Your DVD player you can control from anywhere in the unit. You do not have to come back here to control the DVD player. And then you can hit input again to take you back to TV. What I recommend, every time you get to a campground, you want to auto-program the TV. So by doing that, you go to settings, and you go right here to the satellite dish, and go to auto-tuning and auto-tune the TV. Every time you're somewhere, you want to auto-tune it so you can pick up more stations for where you're at. You have right here, inside here, you have an extra HDMI hookup, which is right straight to this bedroom TV, and a component cable, which is hooked to this bedroom TV if you want to add any other components just for the bedroom. Like I said, all your TVs work the same. Your DVD player will play on every TV. If you install a satellite receiver, that will play on every TV. It's already pre-wired for a satellite back here, your coax connections and all that. You have a little hamper here, and then 2 storage drawers here. Light switch here for the bedroom. And a sliding door here. There's a little lever you can push here or on the side. You just push down, and it slides. Then all you're going to do is push on the black piece again. And slide back, latch in place. Biggest thing is make sure it's latched before you drive. You don't want the door bouncing back and forth on you while you're traveling. Right here you have your slide out switches for the bedroom. What we're going to do is when we're all done with the complete show through, I'm going to show you how to run the slide outs in. So you have driver's side, passenger side. Ignition key does have to be in the on position for the slides to work. Right here is your thermostat for the bedroom. This thermostat only controls the back bedroom. So in your bedroom you have cool, which is your air conditioning. All you're going to do is flip the lever, set the temperature. Then you have gas heat and electric heat. Gas heat is your furnace. Electric heat is your heat pump from your air conditioner. If it's below 45 degrees, the heat pump will not work. The heat pump's mainly just to take the coolness out of the air and heat it up a little bit. So on a cool spring night or fall night, that's when you're going to run the heat pump. Otherwise, if it's below 45, you want to run the gas heat. And then you have storage here. Your resettable breakers here. Everything is labeled for what it does. So if it pops out, you just push it back in. And then here are your 110 circuit breakers. So above it's 12 volt, bottom is 110. Everything is labeled for what it does. You have pull-out pantries here with adjustable shelving, or if you wanted to make shelving, you can always add some more shelving to it. Alright, the bathroom here. You have medicine cabinet here. You have a GFI outlet here. Water pump here, so we can turn the water pump on outside or in the bathroom here. And then here is a fan we can raise and lower. Once it goes up, we can turn the fan on. If we lower it down and the fan's still on, the fan will shut off. And then we have 3 speeds, depending on how fast you want it to pull the air out. Storage underneath the sink. And then the toilet is down just a little, will rinse. All the way down flushes the toilet. Shower here. This is your travel latch, so when you're traveling, it doesn't come open. So you're going to release that, and that slides. And then you just have your hot and cold here. And then you have a little cover for the skylight here with a light. And then all you gotta do is push it back if you don't want to use that. And then a light switch right here for the bathroom. Alright, back to the kitchen here. You have your residential refrigerator. It's going to work the same as a household refrigerator. It'll work when you're plugged in or run the generator. The other option is while you're traveling down the road or dry camping, you want the inverter on. So when we go up front, I'll show you where the inverter switch is to make sure the inverter's on. So you don't have to run your generator while traveling down the road for your 110 fridge to work. You can just have the inverter on. You have your microwave here, which is also a convection oven. You have storage here and here, and then your drawers. So it gives you a lot of storage. There's a little storage and then some slots here. You can take these for the sink, store them there while you're traveling, or if you're not using them, you can stick them right in there so they're out of your way. There's a soap dispenser here. You can either pull this out and pour the soap in, or there's a bottle underneath here that you can pull out and fill it up. And then you got your sprayer here, and then also a water dispenser with a separate filter here just for the water. And a few more drawers here. This one's got all your remotes in it for your DVD and TV. There's also a remote for the fireplace. And then there's a manual on the Furrion cooktop that we installed for you. Which that is located right here. So we took out the gas stove and oven. And we put on a Furrion cooktop right here. All you're going to do is turn it on. Which is an induction, so you got to have induction pans for it to work. So it won't get hot until you put a pan on. I can put my hand on it and it won't work. So you can set your heat, you can do your temperature, but you got to have the pan before the burner gets hot. And then to turn it off, you'll just turn it off here. So the biggest thing to get used to it is you're going to want to read the manual and just monkey with it and play, and then, you know, cook a few things just to get used to how it works. It does work a little bit different than a gas one. And then these will cover it back up when you're not using it, so you have some more counter space. Down here at the floor is where you're going to hook up for your central vac. It will not turn on until you stick the hose in. Once you stick the hose in, then the central vac will turn on. And then this here is a LP carbon monoxide detector. So if you have a carbon monoxide or a propane leak, this is going to detect it here. Same thing, if you're cleaning the floor, don't spray directly into it. If you do spray a chemical directly into it, it will set it off. If you accidentally set it off, undo it, pull it out, disconnect it for 24 hours and let it clean itself out. If your batteries go dead on the motorhome, that will also start beeping when your batteries get low. You have a few light switches here, and then a water pump switch here for in the kitchen, and then a couple more light ones up here, and then a fan above right here. The only difference with this fan is you can go 3 speeds, and you can have it go in or out. And then you can also set it by temperature here. So depending on the temperature, it won't turn on or off until it reaches a certain temp. Alright, and then we got your thermostat here. This is going to control the front portion of the motorhome. So the same thing as the back, you have cool, set the temperature, gas heat, electric heat. When you're doing the gas heat, that is off your propane. Electric heat is out of the air conditioner. That is considered your heat pump. Alright, moving along over here, we have some more storage. All along. You have your dinette light here. There's a push button right here up top. And this here is considered your freestanding dinette, but also a computer workstation. So to make the table longer, we're just going to grab here and pull it out. And then we can push it back in to lock it in. Then you have some storage here. So this is like a little file drawer. The previous customer left all the manuals and the DVDs on the unit right here. So if you have any questions, you can refer to the manual here. And then just more storage underneath here. This one here will pull out. That's usually for your printer. And then up here is where a lot of people would put their laptop. Flipping over to the other side, you have storage all across the top here. You have your light switch here, which turns on the lights here, and then you have sconce lights right here, or reading lights, that are located back here. 110 outlet located here. And the chair is not mounted down, so you can pull the chair out and move it wherever you would like. TV here is is considered the mid TV. That's going to work the same as the back by hitting the input button, and you can switch it to DVD. So your DVD player, like I said, you can control from out here. Hit it again. If you have satellite, you will go to HDMI 1, and then back to TV here. Fireplace here. There is an on-off switch here for the flame. And then this here will turn it on. And then this right here will control your heat. They do put off a decent amount of heat. And if you don't want to use it, you can just turn it off. L-shaped sofa here. There's a little lever right here. Just going to lift up. This slides out. All you're going to do is take this cushion. That pushes down there, and then you got your back cushion here. And that's for the L-shaped portion. To put it away, you just remove this one. You're going to lift up. This just slides back down and in. And then you have to release this lever here to slide back in. Now this sofa also makes into a bed. So all you're going to do here is remove these cushions. Lift up. Now here there are some seat belts tucked back in here. So if you need the seat belts, you can pull out the seat belts. All we're going to do is flip this over. And then you plug this into an outlet up behind the bed. And then you hit inflate, stop, or deflate. So all you're going to do is hit inflate until it gets to where you like it, and you can hit stop. To take the air out of it, all you're going to do is hit deflate. When you're not using it, these will just tuck back into here. When I put it away, just flip up, push down, goes right back into place. Now there is one little cushion here. Everyone wonders what it does. Is every unit, every window's got a shade, except for this little window here. So Tiffin makes a little pillow to put in there when you're camping, just to cover it up so no one can see in. Alright. So now we have storage here. There is a switch that says antenna, cable. This is your TV booster that helps with better picture. So whenever you're using a regular TV antenna, you want this on antenna. If you're going to use cable, you flip it to cable. Otherwise, you can just leave it right on antenna. There is an extra 110 outlet up here. And then there's storage here. And storage here. Right here by the door, you have a map light for the passenger seat. Step cover for in front of the passenger seat, and then to push it in, you just bring it all the way back in. You have panel lights, which turns the lights on all your switches, and then a fan here. You can have it go on you. What they're designed for is to defog the windows. So when you're driving and your windows get fogged up, you can turn on your fan. There's 2 speeds, high and low. The seats swivel. So like this seat has forward and back. And then it also has a footrest here, which is really nice. Then you can flip this lever and the seat swivels. To make it easier when you're swiveling, you can go right here, undo the seat belt. Now the seat will swivel right around. You can watch the mid TV, put your feet up, and relax. Then to go back, it'll swivel back, and you just lock the seatbelt back into place. Driver side swivels too. The only difference is there's no footrest on the driver's side. We have a few more switches up here by the door. You have a USB charging port over here, and then here you have your patio awning in and out. This is the awning located on the slide. This is a 12-volt on-off switch. This disconnects the power just to the interior of the coach. So if you're storing the unit, but you don't want to turn the battery off outside, you can just turn this off and it cuts power to whatever you have on the inside. You have your porch light here, entry step, that'll turn the step off. So if this is on, every time you open and close the door, the step goes in and out. If the switch is off, when you open the door, the step goes out, it'll stay out every time you open and close the door. Ceiling light, your door light, and then your door awning right here for above the entry door. This is where you're going to do it on and off, in and out right here. And then you got a fire extinguisher located right here. You have a little storage door compartment here, and then two pull-out drawers here. Storage up here. And then storage here. Right here is your switches for your slide outs for your driver and passenger side up front. This is where you can control the slides up front. Satellite switch here to turn on the satellite dish. You're just going to turn that to turn it on. So once you get a receiver, you can put the receiver in, turn on the dish. It'll automatically find your satellite. Right here is your switches for your hot water tank. Where it says water heater ignition, that is for your gas water heater. You're just going to turn it on. It'll show fault if it doesn't light. Once it lights, the fault light goes out. And then right here is your water heater 120 volt, which is electric hot water. So whenever you run this switch on, you have to have the switch outside on the tank in the on position for it to work on electric hot water. So you need the outside switch and this switch on for electric. Right here is for your black, gray, fresh, and propane. Just hit tank test. Right now your black's empty, gray's empty, fresh is empty, propane is full. And then your battery, which is your coach batteries, is right here. It tells you where you're at when you're charging. Your inverter is right here. So to turn on your inverter, so when you're traveling down the road, your fridge works, your microwave, certain outlets, or if you're just dry camping, you can hit invert there. And you'll see the little light that says invert come on. Now you can run your fridge, your microwave, and certain outlets going down the road without having to run your generator. Right here is a charger button. If you hit that, it's just showing you what it's doing, how it's charging. There's 3 charges: absorption, bulk, and float. So it automatically determines how it's going to charge, but by hitting that button it lights it up and you can see how it's going. Right here, your shore, if you hit the button, right now we're in 30 amp. It's just telling you what you're plugged into. And then here is AGS. That is your automatic gen start. If your batteries get low, your generator will turn on. You have to turn this on. So if I hit the AGS, now I push the select button, I can then turn the dial to enable. Now with that on, whenever my batteries get to a certain battery voltage, my generator will automatically kick on and charge my batteries. Now if you're storing the unit in a building or taking it in for service, you do want to turn that off so it doesn't start if they leave it in their shop overnight. So otherwise you can just hit it again to turn it off. So that is your automatic gen start. There is a little cheat sheet here on what everything is and how to program the auto gen start, because you can change it. You can set it for quiet time. So if you're camping and you can't run your generator after a certain hour, you can also set the generator to turn on and off at certain times. But everything is located on this cheat sheet. Alright, now we'll go on to the dash. Alright, so you have a radio switch here. With this on, the radio will be on without the key in the ignition. You can push down to turn it off if you don't want radio. On here, if you hit the menu button, gives you navigation, CD, you can sync your telephone for Bluetooth, Sirius XM radio, HD radio, you can hook a iPod to it, or USB. Now navigation, if we hit that, we can hit agree. Right now it's in RV mode, so we want to hit agree because we want to stay in RV. It's already got Tiffin red, it's got the width, length, height already in here, and the weight. So it's not going to take you somewhere where you can't go. So you hit OK, now you can put in where you want to go. Which is really nice. So if you're driving along, you get off somewhere, there's a low bridge, it's going to tell you to turn. It's not going to take you that way. It's going to take you a different route. So it's going to reroute you if something's coming up. You can update these every year if you want. All you got to do is get a flash drive and hook it in to reprogram the navigation. Now your radio, when you're back in here, it's an HD radio. You can preset your stations just like an automobile. And if you go into menu, you got your telephone here, and you can go over here to settings on your phone to pair your phone to it. Now when you're not using it, you can just flip the switch to turn it off. Heater controls are going to be the same as the automobile. Just going to do your fan, what you want to select, your temperature, and then this is AC, and this is recirculation here. You have a 12-volt charging port here with the USB charging. Map light for the driver's side. Generator start stop. So do your generator from inside. You're going to hold the button, you're going to see it blink. Depending on temperature, it takes a little bit longer to start. And then to stop it, you just hit stop. You have a nightshade here, which will come all the way down to the dash. Or while you're driving, you can bring it down a little bit to block the sun. Then you have a solar shade that'll come down. And then you can go all the way back up. You have a driver fan for the driver here. Step cover here, so you can do the step cover from the driver's seat or the passenger seat. Right here you have auxiliary start. What this is going to do is if your chassis battery is dead, you can hold this down. It takes the power from your coach batteries to start the motorhome. You have your headlight switch here. And then this is your wiper switch. Biggest thing with the wiper switch, what a lot of people miss, is the outer knob only sets the delay. Inner knob, one click turns on delay, 2 clicks is low, 3rd click is high. So you got to turn the middle knob to use the wipers. The outer knob only sets the delay. Alright. So over here, we have our air horn switch. So with this switch off, it's just a regular city horn. With the air horn on, you get your air horn. ICC flash, what this does is the top marker lights front and back. Just like the truckers, when you're driving down the road and you see them flash your lights saying you're good to get in or thank you, that's what ICC flash is. This is your exhaust brake. When this is on, when you're driving down the road, you let off the gas, it starts braking you. So you're not on your brakes all the time, especially when you're on big hills. You don't want to be riding your brakes going down the hill. So when you let off, it slows you down so you don't have to be on your brakes all the time. This is your mirror control here. So you got left or right. Now that only controls the top portions of the mirror. Okay? So if you want to adjust the bottom portion of the mirror, you have to do that by hand. And then the red button here is your mirror heat. Right here is your backup camera. So right now we have it set for rear. If I do left turn, it'll show down the left side. Do right turn, it'll go back down the right side. And you go back, it'll go back to the right. You can have this to where it's on all the time. Otherwise, you can turn the power off and it'll only come on in reverse or when you use your turn signals. There is volume, so if someone's backing you up, you can hear them. If you're driving down the road, I do recommend turning the volume down so you do not hear the road noise. Up here on the dash, you'll see there's like a little pre-checklist. You can go through every time you start, and you can check off what you've checked, or you can hit the over button, and it just gets you to where your odometer is and that. And you can go down, and that's where you're going to get to your trip, your fuel economy, your transmission temp. It tells you how many hours are on your generator, and all that right off of here. Yellow button right here, this is your parking brake. So foot on the brake, push it in, releases. Pull out, turns it on. So whenever you're traveling and you go to park, you're going to put it into neutral, pull it out. That sets your parking brake. If you forget to pull this out, your motorhome could roll away on you. So whenever you're going, you're just going to select reverse or drive and push in, and you're good to go. And then whenever you gotta go between drive and reverse, always go back to neutral, then go to the next one, so if you go to reverse. Then when you get to where you're going, you're gonna hit neutral and pull it out for your parking brake. The last thing we have over here, these are your hydraulic jacks. The engine does not have to be running, but the key has to be in the forward position. And then all you're gonna do is hit auto level. So when you hit auto level, it's automatically going to dump the air in the airbags, and that will level your coach. Each corner, a little red light will come on when those jacks are down. When it's level, all these little orange lights, if they come on, will go out. Then to retract it, all you're going to do is hit auto store. So when you're ready to put them up, you just hit auto store, and the jacks will go up automatically. When it stops beeping in here, that's when you know the jacks are up all the way. There is one other feature here that says manual dump. So say you don't want to use your jacks, you get home or get somewhere and you just want to lower the coach down, you can do manual dump and just dump the air down to lower the coach. That's the majority of everything with the show through inside and out. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the slides in, just so you have an idea how the slides work. All we're going to do is to have the key in the on position. Vehicle does not need to be running. What I like to do is start in the back and work my way forward. So first thing you do is you walk around outside, you make sure nothing is underneath the slides or in the way. And then what we do is turn the key on, come back here, make sure the floor is clear, nothing's going to get caught underneath the slide out. And all you're going to do is the driver's side, we're going to hold this until it comes all the way in. And then we can run the passenger side in. Alright, and now we can do the front slides. Whenever you do the front slide outs, you have to make sure your seats are forward. So make sure the seats are forward and not going to hit your slide out fascia. Because if you run it, it can rip your seats, or it's strong enough to bend your seats on the seat bases. So we're going to do the driver's side first. These are hydraulics. then we can do the passenger side. And that's it. That concludes our show through portion today. I'd like to, again, from Colton RV, my name is Sean Wilkesmore. I'd like to congratulate you again on your purchase of your 2014 33AA Allegro Red. I hope you enjoy and have fun. Thank you.